Hey, this is Damon Clayton, principal broker and owner of Paid to Buy Realty here in Kentucky. I wanted to put a video out there. Hopefully, everybody's having a good Sunday, enjoying the weather here, and just wanted to put this out there. I'll put a couple other ones out there that'll be more specific towards sellers and certain loan products and stuff like that and options. But this one I've been wanting to put out, and I did one in 2018, and that was a fun one because put it on my Facebook company page, and of course somebody that used to be in real estate and obviously doesn't keep up with anything. And honestly, even people that are active, there's a lot of them out there over the years that seem to either don't know or don't want to do it, or I don't know what it is. And I guess it's, they're still, they're working for somebody else, so if they're not a broker, they can't do it. And uh, you know that's another thing. A lot of people don't understand the difference between a realtor and a broker. In order to own your own company, you have to have a broker's license, and you have to be a realtor for 2 years, and there's a little bit more than that. But there's some other criteria, and then you can go get your broker's license and all that. But anyhow, I've been in it almost 20 years. I got my broker's license in 2012, but my family member got me into real estate, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And she was actually my aunt and my broker at the time. But we started doing it in 06, 07, the buyer rebate. Rebate inducement's what they call it, but we call it a buyer rebate. We started doing it then together with another company name when it became legal. And of course, there's always been pushback because, people, how can I do that? I can't make a living. Well, get out of real estate. If you want to misinform people just for that reason, you're not doing your client a fiduciary duty, and you're not being honest with them. And what the buyer rebate is basically with my company, what I do is in buyer's agent commission, if I represent you on a property, whether it be an investment property, your first home, anything over $3,000 in commission I make, I give you up to 20% back when we close. So for instance, I just did a cash deal for $750,000 a few months back in Oldham County, and I cut them a check back for a little over $4,000 out of my commission as a buyer rebate. And I've written checks from anywhere from over the years from $250 to $10,000. That was one of the most recent ones, but that's a good chunk of money. Just for using me, getting my expertise, representing them, helping them throughout the process. And you'd be surprised how many people I've dealt with over the years that even on the selling side, they've even bought and sold houses maybe a few times, and I work with them, and it's amazing. It's like they've never done the process before, and maybe it just wasn't explained to them very well. And again, I'll do some other videos that break down, the selling side and loan side and options and stuff like that, because there's a lot of really, really good programs out there for buyers, especially as far as, down payment assistance, welcome home funds. I mean, there is a lot of money out there that you can get if you just know these programs and you know the timing. Some of them are a little trickier than others. But again, I'll do a separate video, that's tailored more towards that. But back to the buyer rebate thing. So, that buyer rebate's huge. I mean, when you go to buy a property, and especially now more than ever, it's always been huge. But, with things getting more expensive, and you've always had your home inspection fee, your appraisal fee, closing costs. There's a lot. It adds up fast. Unless you're smart and you do one of these programs that I'm talking about, with the welcome home funds and down payment assistance and stuff. Yeah, that really helps out with closing costs and all that. And you can come out with, little to no money out of pocket. But the buyer rebate really helps out on, you can look at it a couple different ways, I guess. But, it helps you recoup some of your money maybe, or, either way, you're getting money back. And I love doing it. That's one of the reasons why I love being a broker. I don't have to split my commission with anyone, and it allows me to give back to you, the client, and really help you out, where it matters most. And you can look at my website. It's www.paidtobuyrealty.com, and I have a Facebook page as well. And it shows a lot of those past clients and what I gave back, as far as buyer rebates, and then on the selling side, I saved them a lot of commission. 1% off, 2% off. When you negotiate that, it may not sound like a lot of money, but you do the math. Depending on what your property value is, that 1 or 2% you negotiate less, it's saving you quite a bit of money. And I've always done that on the selling side, especially. I've always negotiated generally I've tried to negotiate between 4 or 5%, and saving money. But do your due diligence. I've worked with a lot of really, really good people over these years, and I've had a few bad apples, just like within any industry. But the main thing that amazes me is how much misinformation there is around the buyer rebate, and people either just don't know about it, don't want to talk about it. But I've been doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it as long as it's allowed. And again, they did that to promote competition. Before that, all you could really do as a buyer's agent was give them a little gift card to Home Depot for some paint, and whatever your expertise is. And again, there's a lot of good people out there. So, there's also a lot of people out there that don't have very much experience. I think they said like a third has like less than 2 years experience, somewhere around there, in real estate. So it's a pretty good chunk. But the buyer rebate again is something that I always have believed in, and I love doing it for my clients. And for all the clients, past, future, and present, that I've worked with and still working with on multiple deals, and the ones to come, I enjoy it. I love, showing them things, informing them on things, a lot of things they didn't know probably, and especially on the buyer rebate. I mean, that's something that I love doing. But check it out. If you want to go to the Department of Justice website, you can. They've changed over the years. I'd love to give you the walkthrough of it, and maybe I'll do a video with the walkthrough of it next, on where to go and where to look. And again, I'll be doing some seller videos as well. But again, hopefully everybody's having a good day out there, and get paid to buy.